Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 11 of our FTB Skies Let's Play series. Where today we got a base redesign going on. I say in quotes because it's not terribly too much different, but definitely better for me. And we start working on getting ourselves into refined storage. So let's get started. Welcome back, my friends, to another wonderful night here in the world of TheAndrata. Where, as you can see, just judging by the height of my sugarcane here, some time has passed since recording my last episode and where we are today in the world of TheAndrata. So we got a lot of things to talk about. I made some changes to our base and everything. I've got some upgrades and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and talk about those and talk about that because that's the main big old change-a-rooney that we have going on. So in between episodes, I decided I want to start cleaning up our base here a little bit. It's sort of driving me crazy. Just the lack of not that we didn't try to keep things organized, but it just wasn't looking great. And even though it's not looking really great right now either, I'm a little bit more satisfied with where we're at. So anyway, so I went ahead and I just spruced things up a little bit, literally spruced things up, grew some spruce trees over there and got some logs and kind of just cleaned up this central area here a little bit for us. And then I went around and added a border around of stone bricks because if you remember over here, I had logs and fences and all that stuff. And the idea was great. The execution was not, at least I didn't think so. And I can make a ton of stone now because I have infinite cobblestone. So I just went and had stone bricks, did the thing, ran it all around and everything, added a border to everything, added some connecting glass here into the central pieces and these little V's here, making kind of sort of, X's and things like that. Just make it look a little bit nicer. And I told you one of those days hover was not going to be on and I'm going to fall. So yeah, we have that going for us. By the way, I don't think I've touched up on this for a while. I put copper upgrades in here so we didn't have to worry about it. I think I did mention that, but we're at 242 buckets of lava currently, so not too bad. And if we go downstairs, we have our setup here that we finished off in the last episode. We're backstuffed on resin over here. We're backstuffed here. The compression dynamo, we're out of power over here, it looks like. So this hasn't even been running or doing anything, which is good to know. I guess I should set up a GPS card for that. I should have extras, right? Are they in here? Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and take care of that. We got that going on for us, which is nice and all. Let's do that. Anyway, so that's running. Our other system down there is running perfectly fine. We're generating a decent amount of power. I'm backstuffed on pretty much everything. I put a gold upgrade in here because we had backstuffed on both of these and a void upgrade. Because what ended up happening is I ended up with extra heavy oil or light oil or something like that, and it filled up both of the slots here. So then this couldn't process, and it backstuffed this entire thing. Luckily, we didn't run out of power, but it just halted the whole process. And then this guy ended up just full of heavy oil, and this was full of heavy oil. So the light oil or whatever one of them wasn't working. So we just got stuck. Even right now, look, we're sitting at light oil in here, light oil in here. So that means none of our heavy oil is being processed. And at this point, it is what it is. Nothing much I can do about it. The way I could solve it would be to filter out pipes. I don't believe that the fluid drawers or, let us see, this is functional storage. Functional storage. I don't think that there's like a filter module. By the way, if you're hearing noises in my office, I have a 3D printer and it's literally just now finishing a job. So if you're hearing some buzzing and whining going on, that's that guy. I'm hoping it's getting cut out with my filters and everything. But if you do, that's what that is. Anyway, yeah, I don't have any way to filter out of this. So at least not that I can tell. So it is fine. I mean, we're sitting at 32 buckets here. This guy's full of refined fuel. I don't think that we have any worries overall. We're sitting there we have tar being processed here. And then just basically the centrifugal separator and the magma crucible are just running infinitely until, things happen. These three machines just run forever and ever and ever. And we don't have to really worry about it or anything like that. Yeah, that's good. But we're generating power. I did go ahead and upgrade every machine that we had with hardened integral components. So all of these are upgraded. All of these are upgraded. These guys over here are also upgraded, along with speed upgrades, flux linkage amplifiers, because I believe you are too. No, actually, I need to upgrade him. I haven't gotten him yet. Because if we look back here in our back wall, I have gone ahead. I was getting tired of storage, bouncing back and forth, plus the back stuffing of stuff inside of my backpack here. As you can see, I cleared this bad boy out so that I could have resources. So I went ahead and did the thing. I generally like to do that on camera and everything, but you guys have seen it many times. It's really not anything super duper complicated. So what I've done is I cleaned up our resource production back here. And so I changed things up. I got rid of the pedestals that were the exporters. So we no longer have pedestals exporting into our drawers. Inside of each drawer, I put, the drawers. Yeah, that was the wrong drawer. Let's look at this drawer. Inside of the drawers, I put a puller upgrade. So the drawer is going to pull from the pedestal directly into it, basically. And so the pedestal, so this takes up 3 block spaces, drawer, pedestal, production block, and then all the production blocks or the pedestals are sideways like this. And so they're producing materials this way, and then it feeds into the drawer. So that way I could stack them all up nice and neat here and make it look nice. I also have down here our hammers processing things. And yes, I know for like sand or dust, I don't necessarily need to do this, which actually we have sand in here. Interesting. Yeah, dust is not being produced. We have a back stuffing going on here. I'm going to have to break this. Something funky happened there, and I don't know what. Anyway, so if I go like, this is going to be where it gets challenging. This guy needs to be on the other side of that. Can I do that? Or no, nothing's happening? Yeah, you're happening. Are you happening? Yeah, you're happening. Okay, good. Now it's happening. And we can go ahead and go on the other side and throw that dust. Some sand got stuck inside of that hammer, apparently. Don't know how that happened, but it was there. So dust wasn't being produced, but it's really not that big of a deal because we have so much stuff. But anyway, so we have everything being produced. Crushed netherrack. We got endstone, crushed endstone, dust, sand, soul sand, clay. We've got our our gravel and our flint, and that's got upgrades in there. So those are all doing. We got andesite, diorite, all the stuff that we similarly had, along with void upgrades and a copper upgrade inside of each one. Copper upgrades aren't really terribly too expensive, especially since I processed all of that copper that we ended up having. So it's just blocks of copper and that in an ingot for an upgrade. And upgrades in functional storage are, is it exponential? Whatever, they apply to themselves. So if I put 2 upgrades, so this copper upgrade will multiply the block storage by 8. If I put another copper upgrade, it's going to take that 8 and multiply it by 8. So instead of another 16,000, I'm going to multiply my 16,000 times 8 and get that much more storage, which is pretty cool. Pretty nifty. You get a lot of storage. There's a lot to do. Processed all of those ingots that we ended up having over there, and we ended up with a lot of stuff. And again, copper upgrades inside of each of these, along with some void upgrades. We still have a bunch of copper left over. We get copper a lot out of that thing, in gold. Copper and gold, and iron too, I guess. Iron, copper, gold are the ones that we end up with the most of out of that system. But yeah, so that's all that. We have our simple compacting drawers, which is new to me, but these are a 2x2 drawer. So that way, like redstone, stuff that we don't get nuggets out of, that's a waste of a compacting drawer, I can just put them inside of a simple compacting drawer, and I get, the regular form and the block form. Easy peasy. And then on the back wall, I have all of the other stuff that we end up getting, including the books, because I had 1,000 of them. But everything else that we get out of our sifter is over in these drawers, and again, with copper and void upgrades on each. So it gives me a few extra drawers that we can work with, similar here if we end up needing more materials, and over here. So we've got room for expansion. Along with that, what else did I do? Upgraded our system over here, put some obsidian chests, because we had a bunch of obsidian that we found while we were exploring. So we have obsidian chests here that gives us just a big old buffer of stuff that we can have in here, running through our pulverizer, getting smelted, getting all this stuff done. I just have to come over here every once in a while and just dump everything over to here. I don't think I have easnium in anything yet, so we can just go ahead and throw it in there now. Yeah, every once in a while, I'll just dump it, go check over there, but I don't have anything processing at the moment. I will eventually get those hooked up to there and see. I was trying to look at options like ender chests and things like that to get things moving, but we just haven't gotten there yet. The last thing that you're going to see that we have now is a travel anchor along with a new magical wand. What these are is pretty nifty little blocks here. Allows you to teleport between areas. So I have a travel anchor over here that I called home. And then I set up this nice little island because courtesy of our angel block that came with our island here, I can build things out. And I think that's the design that I want to go with in this pack. For our expansions, I'm going to create separate islands around. So like, as you saw, if I pull my wand out, this is Tech Island, and it's going to be themed for tech things, I guess, as best that TheAndrata can do. So if we take a look, we have in the pack, I looked for decor, or no, I looked for, what are these called? I looked for metal, I think. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it was metal. And I found industrial decor. So then I just typed, industrial. And I found all the blocks from industrial decor. And it has just quite a few different like sheet metals and just like industrial looking decor and things like that. So I made a bunch of these. It's just some iron once you get into it. Iron and coal for most of it. And then like these sheet metal treadings, this is just iron nuggets and sheet metal, which is just iron ingots. So not terribly too expensive for all this. So we have so much iron. So I set this up over here with an elevator. So we have 2 floors. And I have it like hooked up like, these blocks, the chains are holding it up, though I don't know what's holding this platform up. But, the chains come out of there and then it's holding that bottom platform up to this top platform. And the top platform is hanging on by magic, I guess. I don't know, but it's there. But I figured this could be like our tech island. We can set mechanism up over here or an industrial foregoing as we go. And that can sit in this area. I went ahead and already ran power down here. So I have a battery that I hooked up. Linked over to that bad boy there with a pipe ready to go for us. And the pipe has an upgrade in it. So whenever we want to start working on mechanism, we can just come on over here and line up our machines and bada bing, bada boom, we're good to go. Outside of that, that's pretty much all I did. And I say that that's pretty much all I did, but it did take a long time to do. I also upgraded my backpack, right? No, this backpack. This guy is netherite, so he has more room. I also upgraded his stack upgrade. It was mentioned to me in the comments that just as the copper upgrades in those are stackable exponentially, so are the stack upgrades here. So currently I have a diamond upgrade in here. And by the way, that was a pain to make because I had to take my gold upgrade out of my backpack and it did not let me. Like, I can't. Like, if I try and take it out, these are already overstacked. So I had to set up that whole process and that before I could take my upgrade out. But anyway, these multiply as well. So this can multiply by 8. But if I put another diamond one in there, it's 8 times 8. So then it multiplies the slots by 64. So you just buku amounts of storage can end up inside of each of those things. So it's just absolutely bonkers how much storage you can have inside of a backpack, which means backpacks are like super duper OP. Just like, in general, that is absolutely insane. But I love anything that makes storage easier. Storage is like the bane of the existence. So anything that makes the life of storage is much easier overall. And speaking of storage, my goal in this batch of episodes is to try and get us into some sort of digital storage system. Our storage scanner works great, but at the same time, it doesn't. It drives me crazy. For one, if I want to like see the usage of a block, I can't do it. I'm pressing U, can't do it. I have to actually search the block over here. Second, it's not synced, so it doesn't search over here with JEI. Third, just getting things out of here is just backwards to how everything else is. A single click gets me a whole stack, but a shift click gets me a single item, which I think that's normal. Crafting is just funky. It's just funky. Okay, just funky. Works great for especially this bridge period that we have, but I'd like to get into a full size digital storage system. And as y'all know, me and Refined are buddy. Like, I love Refined. The main reason that I love Refined so much is network transmitters. Being able to wirelessly transfer my storage wherever I want it to and not costing terribly too much power is fantastic, especially for auto crafting. AE2 is a little bit more challenging to do that. I think I tried it in one pack before and I really wasn't ever able to get it going as I wanted to. So refined storage, definitely the way that I'm going to roll here. We have ender pearls basically on demand if we need them. Plus I have 348 of them currently. So it's just the netherite that we don't have available to us, but we can get netherite scrap by sieving crushed netherrack. So I could throw crushed netherrack, which I have because I've got an easnium, and I can get netherite scrap. And I think I have netherite scrap. Yeah, I have it in a drawer. So I've been getting it anyway. So yeah, my goal is to get into refined storage, get a controller, get a disk drive, get that set up. I don't want to go too heavy on the disk drives because I do want to get into occultism and access and use the occultism dimensional storage for most of our bulk storage. If you never used occultism's dimensional storage, it is absolutely fantastic, especially when combined with a drawer system and refined storage to access everything. It's phenomenal. Like you have basically infinite storage, as much storage as you're going to need for almost everything. And it's not terribly too difficult to get into occultism overall. So we'll work on getting into that. We've been doing a lot of tech, so we're going to start looking into some magic. And yes, and as I was going through, I was just looking at some things that, we're going to need in the future, like an aqueous accumulator to get ourselves some infinite water. An armory cabinet from functional storage is something that I'd like to look into. It allows me to store 1024. I saw it somewhere. I think it's a quest. I don't know. Somewhere in here. Yeah, armory cabinet. 4,096 unstackable items. So all of these things that are in here, all of the like armors and all of those things that don't stack up, the villagers and things, they can store in there. The caveat with it is that you have to access it through refined storage or AE2. You cannot access it manually. It's on the to-do list by Booze, but you cannot do it normally. So that's cool. And then charger, all that good stuff. I did see from the statues mod, there is a statue that you can make that you can put on there, and it does help you. You can generate loot. So I wanted to check that out right away. Because not that I really necessarily need things, but slime balls I know are going to be things that we're going to need, and I don't have like a terrible ton of them. That's why I put the waterlog block back over there so I can get slime balls again. So let's check out the statues. And do I have deep slate? I have 2 deep slate. Is this specifically cobbled deep slate? Okay, so I don't have deep slate available to me, which means I have to actually... Deep slate can be made from deep slate. And it's a material generator of... Oh, but it's a material generator of deep slate. So how do I get my first deep slate? Botania mana infusion. Divine design gets me some. I make a chisel and a carpenter's table. I mean, that's doable. Just seeing if there's any other sneaky way. I'll add it to my to-do list. Maybe that's something I can work on. Igneous extruder, lava, packed ice, and magma gets it. Okay. And calcite and a manipulation essence will get it for me. All right, so that quest seems like the easiest way, because once I get one, then I have infinite of it, and I can get the material generator. All right, so I lied. We were going to check out the statues thing and see what about that loot, but we'll pop into it in another episode. Another thing that we have access to is the disenchanter from Cyclic, so we can disenchant. That does require me to get crystallized obsidian, which is why I wanted to get the liquid slime. We also have, courtesy of Apotheosis, the enchantment library. It was mentioned to me. Let's do enchant library. That allows you to store enchants inside of it. And then once you have the enchants and stored, you can apply them to weapons or armor or whatever it is that you want. It does require pretty an infused hell shelf, sea shelf, a deep shelf. So any of these, we can probably do the hell shelf. Oh yeah, these guys. I don't think any of these have spawned on camera, but I have killed quite a few of these mimics. Your chests multiply is what it says. And when they spawn with, or when you kill them, you get an artifact. And I've gotten quite a few. I got an extra level of looting. I got, I think this. Thorn pendants. I've gotten quite a few miscellaneous little things from this. I think I got the digging claws, maybe. Yeah. Just a few miscellaneouses. I don't think I have another head slot, but I do have charm slots, which anything can go into a charm slot. Isn't that the case? No? Okay. Well, I don't need to trade with villagers right now anyway, so not terribly too important. yeah, so that's the disenchanter that we can get to, and then we can get into the apotheosis enchanter, the enchantment library. The disenchanter would be really cool, so I can start getting some of these enchantments off of these tools and onto books, so I can start making like crazy weapons. I've also been mentioned to me that if I shift right click or shift right, maybe it's while I'm holding it, shift right click, yeah, I can put heart containers into these. I assume that those come from murdering mobs, bobbly heart canisters, or do I craft these? No, I can craft them. Witherbone, I bet you they do drop, or something happens here. But you can put these in there and it gives you extra hearts. So that's kind of cool. Melted red hearts comes from melting a red heart. Okay. But yeah, you can put those in there and it increases your health, like your number of hearts, as far as I understand. So that is so the sword that I have is a vitality blade that has been enchanted, plus it has a bunch of different sockets. So from what I understand, I got a pretty darn good sword. I just need to get more enchants onto it. And I can get more enchants onto it using industrial foregoing and get the enchantment loopy doopy going on here. The enchantment applicator will allow me to do that because I can just put enchants onto this one at a time, and I can continuously enchant it with the book as long as I have experience. Anyway, that's been a lot of rambling so far this episode, but we've had a lot of base updates, and so I wanted to make sure that we covered everything that we had changed in all of those. So let's get into maybe some Minecrafting, some crafting and stuff. I know we've had a lot of long episodes lately, so I don't want to do that again and get terribly too long. But let's go ahead and see, you know, what is it going to take for us to get into refined storage. So we're going to go the digital storage route. In order to do so, we do need to get ourselves Fluix crystals, and we start out by getting Certus quartz, and we have Certus quartz. We've gotten free Certus quartz by exploring in the Nether, and I have a ton of Certus quartz dust. Certus quartz dust comes from sieving something. Don't remember what it is, but it's something. But we're going to need to churn some of this Certus quartz into charged Certus quartz. And if you turn it into budding Certus quartz, it will get you a renewable source. This is, again, out of my wheelhouse. This is AE2 stuff, so not entirely sure how all this works. Y'all going to have to let me know in the comments. But I know I can do that, and so I bookmarked that. I know I need some of this, and we'll put the Certus quartz dust, but I'm going to get some of the dust just in case, I guess. I don't know. But I know that I can, like, smelt this, right, and turn it into silicon. And I know I'm going to need some silicone. Is it silicon or silicone? Silicon Valley, but silicone is what I'm crafting right now, I guess. That's how I'm going to go with it. We'll put that in there and let the silicone. Man, I've said it two different ways now. Now I don't know. I'm being self-conscious about how to say that. So I need to charge up some of this Certus quartz. So if I take a look at chargers, what options do we have? Well, we have the AE2 charger. That would work. We also have the AE2 charger. I think that might be the only block that allows us to charge this. If I go here and I click recipe on you, the charging from create, but that just requires a Tesla coil. Can that be hooked up to RF? It charges items below it. I imagine it can charge an entire stack. And do you need rotational power for this? Inflicts damage on players and mobs. That's kind of cool, actually. All right. So we'll go the AE2 route and get the regular charger going. Give me one of those. Now, this guy gets power from bottom, top, side to side. I can only put one item in here at a time, too, correct? It is charging, though. Good, and I got to charge Certus quartz. So let's... Where can you get power from, my friend? How about the back? If I can get it from the back... Yeah, you have power. Okay. So if I set something up like... So, let's get a hopper. Sure. You know what? No. The wood hoppers are so much faster than a standard hopper. Wood hop. Can I do something like this? And I just place that there, and I place you there. Can you... Oh, I forgot. That's the problem with the wooden hopper, though. It needs a... it doesn't have an inventory because it's only got one slot. Give me a chest. Okay, I don't have any chests. Used them all up for my drawers. Remember the recipe for drawers... I have dark oak. I don't think so. I think it's just Ore Dictionary there. I was like, I don't think I had any dark oak. I've not sieved and gotten trees and stuff yet. If I do this, can I do this and then let those charge? And then they will pull into nothing because I forgot. Hoppers don't have inventories. Those hoppers don't have inventories. I guess me using the regular hopper was just a waste of my time then. Or the wooden hopper. I thought it was going to be faster. But no, I ended up wasting my own effort here. You. Sure. And then you. There we go. Now charged Certus quartz will come into here and we're good to go. Okay. So we got charged Certus quartz. And it does say that we should craft budding Certus quartz, just like our budding amethyst. So budding Certus quartz. I'm going to assume that we can't get the flawless one unless we mechanism enrich. So we're going to need to get a damaged one, but it has an 8% chance to decay. And I do this by getting a charged Certus and a damaged one, but I don't have one. How do I make one? I have to do one and the other. Yeah, all of these recipes say to put it in water, but I don't... See? I don't understand. Okay. Is that just me being me? Is that just the Andrata not understanding how this works? I'm going to have to go look that up. It just says it might be a good idea to craft charged Certus quartz into some budding Certus quartz to get a renewable source. Yes, I understand. I would love to do that. Budding quartz can be found in meteorites or be regenerated using charged quartz in water. Do I just... No, because it can be regenerated using charged quartz in water. I'm confused. I know I need that to make fluix, and that's great, but I want this. But it says I need to submerge both of those in order to have that happen. Somebody help me. Let me know in the comments, because I don't know. But anyway, I have some. We have half a stack. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and do the fluix crystal thing, because I'm confused. So we'll do that, and then we need nether quartz, which we should have a bunch of that too. And if we throw all of this into some water, which we have chilling right over here, and this is my blocked off water, except for you. You're not blocked off. Let's fix that, because I'm not going to lose my stuff like I did last time. That was so long ago. There. Okay. So if we do this, this, and this, it should convert, okay, into fluix. Take my magnet off, I guess. You, and you. And let it chill. Is that a thing? Yeah, look at that. And then I can get my magnet back. And I got a stack of fluix. Nice. I like that. Okay, so now we have fluix crystals. And with the fluix crystals, that is the gateway between... Oh, look, I get charged Certus back. You give me Certus quartz crystals. Maybe it's these I use to make the thing. I don't know. Oh, wait. That's a Certus quartz block. Oh, okay. There we go. The Andrata is not that dumb, I guess. It's just GEI was cycling through all of the different options so fast that I didn't have enough time to see that it was a regular Certus quartz. So I just need to do this, bam and bam, and that should convert over, right? Yeah, there we go. That's a damaged budding Certus quartz, and then I can use this by submerging it again and get chipped. But does it take time? That's the question that I'm going to have. Because like a flawless one, or like the best kind that I can get, why wouldn't I want to go as best as I can? Things are happening, okay? Things happened. Now I got chipped. Lightning. Now I got flawed. Does anything happen once I'm at flawed? Or is flawed the one that I can... Nope, I saw some lightning. Or that lightning might just be coming off of the charged. Flawed. Okay. Okay, so flawed is the last stage that I can craft. And then from there, I can go ahead and put that into a mechanism enrichment chamber, and it will turn it into flawless, which won't ever break up, is from what I understand. Right? 8% chance for imperfect budding. Silk touch causes less decay. Spatial IO would cause none. Quartz buds will grow on these things. I don't even know, honestly, why I need this, but you will share a block space with that guy. So let's put you on this side then. We'll put you... Magnet, where are you? You are 3 in, so let's go 1, 2, 3 in, and we'll put you here. And then you can grow and do your thing. Okay, so with all that, that gets me my Fluix crystal, clean up my inventory. There we go. And then Fluix crystals allows me to branch off into my cables, so I can get cables now. I'll add that to the to-do list. Get some, I need quartz enriched iron. Should be pretty simple to do. Let's go ahead and craft, you know, a couple stacks of that. That should be good to go for a little while. And then we'll go ahead and get some cables, and we'll do that much of that because the quest is going to give me 16. So then I'll have a full stack. Nice. Got cables. Cables are going to go into my dank, which I did upgrade, by the way. I don't know if I did that on camera, but I upgraded that. I also have all these sheet metal stuffs that I had from crafting, all that stuff, plus chains and everything. Why aren't you stacking? There you go. Let's move these out of the way. If I need to, I can take this stuff out of here. But we'll put this in here and we will lock it because we're going to definitely want cables in there at all times. And with cables, that now allows me to go ahead and make ourselves our controller. And the controller is the brains of our refined storage system. I'm going to need more cables because I need some for actual crafting purposes. And they all went into my dank. I forgot that that happens too. Bag mode. Let's keep a stack, half a stack in there. That sounds good to me. Building mode. Perfect. You go in there, you go in there. Okay. Now I can go ahead and make the controller, which is this guy. And then this guy. And we have ourselves a nice, fancy, refined storage controller. And the controller is going to be the brains of our operation. Now, we can't do anything with the controller just yet because, well, the controller is just the brains, but we don't have any body parts. We ain't got nothing else to go with it. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a nice little disk drive. Advanced processor is going to be required. So we're going to get something like this. Printed silicon. We need to get into an inscriber. Advanced subscriber will be coming very soon. And we need to get this. And we have silicon. Can I do a paper and a silicone? Okay. That's interesting recipe for sure. In a smithing table. I think there's an auto smithing table in the pack. When I was upgrading my backpacks, it specifically told me don't use the auto smithing table for upgrading your backpacks, which means that tells me you lose all your stuff. Let's clear up our inventory. We got a lot of stuff on here that we don't need anymore. So disk drive is going to require advanced processor. Advanced processor is going to require me to get a printed silicon, and a printed silicon requires me to get an inscriber. An inscriber is this recipe, which is going to require me to get a sticky piston, which is going to require me to get a piston or two. That's that. Recipe of you is you, two of you. And then I should be able to craft this and the inscriber. I just need one of these for now, so I'm not going to be too concerned about where I'm placing this. I just need to go ahead and put you in there and you. Grab that. And from there, we should be able to get a advanced raw processor, though I do need processor bindings, which is why I wanted slime, so we can make that stuff. And with that, we should be able to make one raw advanced processor. Obviously, we're going to need more than that. But we have the one that we're going to need to get a disk drive going. Disk drive. Refined storage is very iron heavy, by the way. So if you're not prepped for iron, you're going to be in a world of hurt. That gets me a disk drive, and then a storage disk is going to require me to get if I wanted a 16K storage part, that's going to require me to get some 4K storage parts, which is going to require me to get some 1K storage parts, which is going to require me to get this. So we'll just do a 1K for now. That way we can just get this up and running. And then from there, I can make stuff in between episodes. This, bam. Okay. So now we got a storage disk, a controller, and a disk drive, which means we have the stuff that we need to get ourselves going with refined storage. I'm going to go ahead and set this up here. So we'll set our controller. We will set our disk drive can chill behind it. So we'll go ahead and remove our storage scanner because we're not going to necessarily need that in a moment. We will, because I'm going to need to add all my stuff. And I'm actually going to need it right now because I didn't build the screen that I need. I should have just left well enough alone, huh? Oh my goodness. Now I got to add everything back into this. Okay, well, in between episodes, I'm going to go ahead and see, it's been a while since TheAndrata's played Minecraft. I'm going to go ahead and craft myself a crafting grid. I'll also get myself a pattern grid because I know I'm going to need that. I'll get myself a crafting manager, crafter monitor, all those things. See what we're going to need to get this going. I'm going to need to get myself a external storage so I can access my drawers. We're going to need importers. We're going to need exporters. I'm going to get myself set up with all of these. I'm going to get these things going so that way I can have a bunch of them ready to go. We're going to get the advanced inscriber for sure. Yeah. And get all that going. I think that's a good wrapping up point for us here. Okay. So, look, we already got some Certus quartz going. That being said, if you enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. If you enjoy our base redesign, I put in quotes because it's really not terribly too much different. It's those islands that I think are going to be different. I'm going to add a farming island where I build out here, and it's going to be much more naturey, or Botania can go over there and can be like naturey. And Elemental Craft can go over there and can be naturey, things like that, or maybe it'll be 2 islands. I don't know. We'll see when we get to those points. But I think that's the design path that I'm going with. Anyway, if you liked the episode, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it. It really does help out the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.